Hello everyone and welcome to another computer software is your friend tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a lot of the grievances on OS Mountain Lion. Yeah, Mountain Lion. It's been fun, to say the least. So what you're going to do now is you're going to plug in your USB, which should have your Kexts and multi-beast, and you're just going to go there and you're gonna take this stuff to your desktop. Now, of course, in the article that's in the description below, I've included a download link to what I'm gonna call and refer to as the Asus P5 KPL Mountain Lion pack. Sorry. And essentially, what this is let's just copy it here. Essentially, what this is a bunch of kexts and a bunch of settings and that I've given you guys as a model to fix your computer. Of course, this is based off of my computer and my specs. So if you have the same specs as me, if you have an Asus P5 KPL CM or similar motherboard, if you have a GeForce 8400 or similar graphics card, mine is 512 megabytes of built-in RAM, then these kexts are for you. Otherwise, you can still download it because inside you've got multi-beast. You got the multi-beast that's required for this, and you've also got Kext utility, and you've got some other stuff in there that might be of use in using as a template for your own computer once you figure out what hardware you need to fix. So as we speak, some things work and some things don't work. For instance, I want to get rid of the time machine thing. I really hate that they put that there. I don't care about time machine. I don't even use it. So let's just get rid of that. But what I do care about, and I care about dearly, is the sound. As you can see, there is no sound drivers. So we're going to fix that. As you can see, the graphics is all messed up. We're going to fix that. And as you're going to see in a second, there's no internet either. It's like living in a my God, it's like living in the olden days, you know? Going back to the caveman days where nothing works. Alright, so we're gonna fix this. We're definitely going to fix this. One thing at a time. First though, we need a bootloader because the only way we can actually get into Mountain Lion right now is through the install USB, which of course has a bootloader to use. But that's inconvenient. We don't want to do that all the time. So let's just enjoy our Mountain Lion pack here. Extract it. And let's go in and see what we have. Now I've given you a README so that you can do this on the desktop like me. But for now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Multi-Beast 4.6.1. We're going to double click this and it's going to give us an error. Apple basically put in new security settings, which is smart of them because with OS 10 becoming more popular as a platform, it's becoming a bigger target. So anyone who tells you that a Mac is virus free is lying to you up front. Any system is vulnerable to viruses. The only reason why Windows has it so bad is because it's the system that's used by everyone, by 90% of the market at the moment. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into their security and privacy settings. You're going to unlock it by entering your password, and basically once you unlock it, you're going to choose anywhere as your option here and allow from anywhere. So as you can see, we basically just changed that. So now once this is done, we can close that up. We can run Multi-Beast. And here's Multi-Beast, which is a tool that is common for everyone who uses Hackintosh. In fact, it's thanks to the work of MacMan and the people behind this that most of the Hackintoshes today work. So first thing you're going to choose is the Easy Beast install. Of course, every system is different, so you might your system might use a user DST, in which case you select it. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to select system utilities, which will repair your permissions. Now, on top of that, there are drivers and bootloaders in here. EasyBeast comes with the Chimera bootloader and a whole bunch of other stuff, so I'm not going to worry about the bootloader. But what I am going to worry about is my audio drivers. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Kexts and Enablers. I'm going to go to Audio. I'm going to go to Universal, and I'm going to choose the latest one, Voodoo HDA 0.2.7.3, which will work on my system. I know that for a fact. Because I basically, before I make any of these videos, of course, I test my procedures rigorously. And basically I scrapped a very nicely working mountain lion machine just to make this tutorial so that all of you can have a nicely working mountain lion machine as well. So if you appreciate that I did that, subscribe. The subscribe button is just above. I encourage you, I ask you, if you like this stuff, subscribe. This is how you let me know. So from here, I think we pretty much got everything we need. In terms of my system, there is nothing else in here that will work. Network drivers for my system are not in here, but as you can see, they are in here. It's basically the Atlantic L1 Ethernet. And then, of course, the graphics is another set of Kexts, which we got to install and use a different thing. Now, of course, we can get most of these Kexts from a place called Kexts.com. It's you create a free account with them. Just create a random account, and essentially you can download and participate in their community. I'm telling you now, that's the one-stop place to go if you need Kexts. And of course, you just type in either the Kexts you're looking for, or more specifically the hardware that you're looking for, and that's basically where you go. If you have different hardware than my system. So this is basically the after install. So basically we're doing two things at once. We're fixing the audio and we're installing a bootloader. So we're going to continue. It's going to install to this partition, which is good. That's what we want. We're going to click install, and with every OS X installation, it's going to require a password. You can never be too secure. Right? So, that's the phone ringing. Don't know what that is. I'll let that be. So now essentially, you let this install. Keep ignoring the phone. So essentially now, we're just going to wait. Now, of course, Mountain Lion has a whole bunch of new features. I'm just going to try and entertain you. There's a notifications bar here that's not going to work. There's essentially you got mission control, which is basically your one-stop place for everything, which is glitchy because the graphics don't work. And essentially we'll just wait for this to finish. And now the installation is deemed successful. Our sound works, as you can see. So essentially what we're going to do now is we're going to jump ahead and we're going to install the next thing. Where this is basically if you're dual booting. To all of those dual booting, of course you can like this video. So this is basically it's in the pack. You can take this regardless if you're using my computer's specs or not. Essentially what this does is it prevents the time on your Mac partition and on your Windows partition from having a time lapse, which is actually very important because it's going to drive you insane if you ever want to use both. Boot into one, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and boot into another and it's 10 o'clock in the evening, and I still have to fix the time on this thing. It must think I'm in the West Coast or something. So we close this. So now that's fixed. That's one less thing to worry about. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to drag Kext utility to the desktop for simplicity. we're going to go to the internet and we're going to fix the internet. So basically what we're going to do is it's going to run Kexts utility. Installing Kexts is very easy. It's finding them that's always going to be difficult. Alright, so essentially here we have Kexts utility doing its job. It's basically setting the permissions and everything, and after we reboot, the internet should work. If it doesn't work right off the bat, we just gotta tinker with the settings. I've been through this before. So now essentially we just wait for this to finish. So now we just need to enter the password so I can finish up some things. And so now it's done. What we're going to do is we're going to quit out of here, and we're going to now install the graphics. The most painful part of the day starts now. The graphics is simply you go in here and well, you double click on Kext Wizard to start. The next thing you're going to do is once it's started up, you're going to go into installation. And you're just going to move this aside a bit. Move this over. Push this over here. And basically you're just going to take these 3 Kexts and you're going to plop them in here. Like so, as you can see. So now, what you're going to do is it's going to install to the system library extensions. And that's where we want it to be installed. So we're going to install, and now it's going to install these Kexts, and then afterwards what we're going to do is we're going to load each one into Kextinfo. I know that sounds long, and it's done installing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into Kextinfo. We're going to select Kext. We're going to go to the desktop. We're going to go into our nice little mountain lion pack, and we're going to go into the NVIDIA graphics, and we're going to load the first one, and we're going to check it. Then we're going to load it. Who cares about the error? That doesn't matter. Trust me, it doesn't matter. So then the next thing is you're going to take the next one, check, and then you're going to load. Okay, and then you're going to select the last Kext, which should actually load. You're going to load this, and you're going to be fine, like so. So now once this is done, you're going to go to maintenance, and you're going to rebuild the cache, like so. So we're going to execute this. So now that this is done, we can click OK. And now for the last thing we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to go and right click New Finder window down here. And we're going to go to the Go menu up here. There's a Go menu. Oh god, I'm sorry if this aim is so bad. I wish I could have done this with a screen capture, but without graphics, no screen capture is going to work. Not even screenshots for that matter. So we're going to go to the computer folder. And here you get to see every single partition I've made. This is 2 hard drives, so don't worry, I'm not that insane. OS 10 Mountain Lion is here like this. We're going to go in here. There's an extra folder that was created when we installed EasyBeast. And we're going to notice that there's an org chameleon boot. We're going to open that up. And we're not going to get confused here, because I'm going to open up another org chameleon boot. Extra right there. So as you can see, this version of the boot looks different than the other, and the thing that's different about it is that I've added a device properties key. Basically you get that from an EFI, so as you can see, big difference between the two. So now what you're going to do is, basically if you have an NVIDIA card that's not like mine, you can't use my code, I can just transfer it in. But what you're going to do is, I've included in here, because I'm such a nice person, EFI Studio. And basically you click on EFI Studio, and in here you have a whole bunch of different cards, even ATI. So you go in here and you choose your card. Mine is the 8400 GS 512. So I think we've passed it. 8400 G12 right here. You click on that. Okay, you add the device. And it gives you this string here. And this string you're just going to copy into... You're going to hex the clipboard this thing. And what you're going to do is it's going to copy it to the clipboard. And from there you just paste it into a new key, which is called device properties, as you can see up here. So basically you would just create a new key here. So edit, copy, just because I'm lazy. You know what? I'll make that assumption. You're lazy too. Always good to be lazy. Always. Be lazy, folks. Be lazy. Be lazy. So you now have this new key. So now you just need a new string. So now we're just gonna take the string from above. And we're gonna come here. We're gonna create a new line. And we're going to press tab just for nice formatting. And I need to get the right control key because this is not like what I set it up to be. It's Windows and V. Like that. Yes. So now what we do is we go to EFI Studio and we take this massive... Where the hell is it? We take the editor, we copy everything to the clipboard, and right inside the string where you see yes here, because I'm lazy, we paste. And that, my friends, is how you update your boot. Now, of course, I've included this one as a kind of guide for you. As you can see, this is exactly what we did here. We don't need this one. This one, however, needs to be saved. So File, Save. And as simple as that, we can close this. We can quit EFI Studio. You can subscribe to this channel if you're happy with this. So now that this is done, we can basically go back to the extra folder here. Ensure it's the right one. Double click, check. Yeah, that's right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to restart. This time, however, instead of booting into a USB drive, we should be able to just boot into our hard drive. Because the hard drive has a bootloader and it has working graphics that won't cause a kernel panic. So we're going to just boot into our OS X drive here. And it's going to go into the bootloader, boot in the Mountain Lion, and now we're in the Apple screen. Ooh, the Apple screen. And we've got our mouse. All of you can breathe a sigh of relief. And as you can see, the graphics changed because the graphics works. So now here's the keyboard assistant that's going to ask us to set that up. We're just going to continue. We're going to press the key right next to the shift. And we're going to basically take the American because we're in the West here. And we're done. So now this is it, my friends. We've basically gotten somewhere. So now the only thing that's left to do is to check on the internet, which works right out of the box. The sound works right out of the box. And now for the grand finale, the graphics works, and it works better than it did in Lion actually. So instead of best for display, because I really don't like this setup, we're going to go to our good old 1360 by 768 resolution and confirm. Now, doesn't that look nice? It does. It does. So, now we all have a nicely working Hackintosh. I'm just going to change the dock preferences because I like magnification. Missed that. Alright, so essentially we're going to minimize everything into the application icon, and that's pretty much it. So my friends, this has been another Computer Software is Your Friend tutorial. Be sure to check out the article that's linked to this for the more generalized procedure, and of course the download link to the awesome Asus P5KPL Mountain Lion pack, which is good for other computers as well, just not everything, like specific stuff is not going to work. So without further ado, if you have any questions, comments are below. Please do subscribe. The button's just above. Like us on Facebook. Circle us on Google+. Follow us on Twitter. And stay tuned as I give you the updates to Mountain Lion, and we make sure that they work and don't break anything. So until then, this has been another Computer Software is Your Friend tutorial.